Hello, I'm Reverend Paul Gasper, and for over 30 years, I've been helping people with life and living. We got some questions coming tonight. We're going to take the first one right now. Hang on. Go ahead.
So what do you think about people that are really intellectual? Like I feel a lot of people I know, they're so intellectual. Sometimes it's hard for me to ask for something because I feel they don't understand. It's like they're on a different language.
Well, think about it this way. What does most Christian religions say about us?
About Catholics?
No, anybody, any Christian, they all say we're all gifts from God. All people are a gift from God, right?
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people say God didn't make any junk.
Right.
So, what would be the greatest thing you could do for someone else?
Hang out with them?
Share yourself
Right.
with them and they with you. That's spiritual. Having a meal with someone and sharing with them. Most of God's miracles were all around food,
Right.
the eating. And that's what. So when I share what's in my heart with you, good or bad, and vice versa, that's the spiritual. It's the love of the Holy Spirit going back and forth. Nothing greater than that. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with the computer, but getting back to my point is, so it doesn't really matter what we talk about because it doesn't mean anything unless it's about ourselves. Not talking about other people, talking about ourselves, right? And that is a gift, big time. So if we're not doing that, we're mostly wasting time. I tell people this all the time. I did nursing homes for 10 years with the dying. They said, well, wasn't that depressing? Best 10 years of my life. Because those people really shared from the heart with me. A lot of them told me about their fear. So what did I do? I made them laugh. I encouraged them. One of the things I came up with, I would say to people, I say, so things are getting pretty rough for you, eh? And I said, look, chances are you're going to be seeing God before me. I said, could you do me a favor and maybe say something nice about me? And they would start laughing. Every person I said that to would start to laugh, right? So, because we shouldn't be afraid. Where does fear come from?
From the devil.
Doesn't come from God. It's not a good thing, right? Well, I guess it could be in some cases, you're getting close to a cliff or something. But sharing of oneself with someone, it's as good as it gets. And a lot of times when you tell me that when you go to these meetings, you feel better, you feel safe, you feel secure there, you know why? Because that's what's happening. You're sharing with each other, you're not judging, you're caring, you understand why people did what they did, you're not mad at them, you don't think they're bad, they're human. We screw up.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
That's right. So that's why having one-on-ones, it doesn't get better than that. So if you're, and I tell people this all the time, they say, geez, I'm having a terrible day. I say, who'd you help?
Right.
And they said, what? I said, well, who'd you help? You want to feel better? Go help somebody.
Yeah.
Get you out of yourself.
Right.
Get you out of your self-pity.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's the way God made it. I remember often I say this. I asked Father Paul one time, I said, Father, what about the hurt and the feeling? He said, hey, is it wrong to feel your brother's pain? Oh, he always had the right thing to say, just to give it to you, like a boxer. Actually, I think he did box in college. But, he always said those kinds of things because, and that's, I can't tell you how many times I've shared with people, total strangers, and just felt like $1,000,000. It was just so wonderful that they would share with me. I feel honored. And then they would listen to me about my life, So, but people are ashamed. They're afraid. They're embarrassed. Well, I tell them, take your top 10 and don't share them with everybody. Share everything else because there's some things you only want to share with someone that you really have faith and trust in.
Right.
Maybe your rabbi, your priest, your minister, your grandmother, your grandfather, somebody that is going to accept you and love you anyway.
Right.
Because the reality of it is we're human,
Right.
you know? I remember Ellie and I, we did a maximum security prison one time in Kingston, Ontario. I did street drunks for the Salvation Army. These guys weren't Boy Scouts, but boy, they were hurting.
Right.
And all they needed was someone to listen to them,
Right.
right? Because they suffered so much. And in their suffering, they couldn't make the right decision.
Yeah.
They just kept making wrong ones and hurting themselves more and more and more. Well, if you don't care for them, what's going to happen to you? No one's going to care for you.
Right.
So, did that answer the?
Yes.
Did it? Because I know sometimes I get off and you
Yeah.
know, in
No, I
attention.
certainly answered it.
Yeah. So, families are suffering really bad.
Right.
A lot of times men say, well, you know, I'm saying the rosary, I'm going to church. Well, there's a lot more to being a husband and a father than saying the rosary. It's a good thing. Don't misunderstand me. But we've got to be there for our children and love them, our wives, make them feel safe and secure. They need it. It's not that they want it, they need that.
Right.
And you do too.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, thanks for that question. Again, you know, follow us on social media.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, you guys could also comment them below. We could answer them or make a video about them. So just make sure to subscribe to our channel also for you to see when we upload videos also. And like Paul had just said, follow our links, follow our social media. And if we could help you, you could also make an appointment with Reverend Paul too.
Okay.